Hey, it's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. We're doing another fitness related video and I have been dying to make this because wala lang, feel ko it could help a lot of you guys. And well, what are my credentials for giving you home equipment, for recommending home equipment? And that's none other than I love fitness. I've been lifting weights for almost 10 years. I haven't I've never competed and I don't think I ever will compete just because I don't really want to go down that path. But I feel like for someone who's pushing 30 years old, yes, I am pushing 30 years old, I am relatively happy with my health, with how I look, the perspective that I have when it comes to fitness and working out, and just me believing that everyone should get into fitness. Everyone should want to work out and stay healthy, especially now in the middle of a pandemic. And if you're from the Philippines, because I'm from the Philippines, I'm Filipina, it's bad there right now. We have a second surge, which isn't really gonna I hope it gets better soon, don't get me wrong, but yeah, no more comment on that. No more comment on that for that matter. It's a government thing and okay, whatever. But yeah, going back, I won't be mentioning the stuff, or maybe I'll mention them in passing, the stuff in my what's in my gym bag video, because some of my stuff there I actually use for my home workouts as well, like my yoga mat, my knee pads, and like of course my bands. But these home equipments which I'll be recommending are equipments which you'll usually find in the gym, or you'll actually have to spend some hard-earned money, especially if you want to get the good kinds. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put the link right here or here, wherever, to the link of my what's in my gym bag. But with that said, let's move on with the video and my first and the first equipment that I would recommend is none other than dumbbells. Dumbbells are so versatile because you could do a lot of exercises with them. You could do upper body exercise, lower body exercise, you could squat with them, I've actually tried deadlifting with them, sumo squatting with them, sumo deadlifting with them, hip thrusters, shoulder press, chest press, lat flies. You can just do a lot with dumbbells. Now, the question is, what kind of dumbbells are you gonna get? Now, I actually have a cousin, and me even, I have adjustable weight dumbbells. I'm gonna be showing clips right now of what that looks like. So this is what my dumbbell looks like. I can adjust the weights to however I want it. Now, to be quite honest, I don't use this a lot, especially if I'm just working out at home, because I find that the times that I do work out at home, I just do yoga or stretching. But sometimes when I feel like it, I do some shoulder press, lat raises and stuff. Oh my goodness, my IQ is failing me, but you guys get the idea. So these are pretty good, but there are a lot of other brands. I suggest that you go for the shape that works best for you. These are pretty good because at least I could put my entire hand inside of the cube, so it feels supported. But I personally would prefer the rubber ones, but I don't want to buy anymore because your girl's trying to be savvy. So yeah, another type of dumbbells would be the complete set of dumbbells, the one with the rack and everything. But of course, there are problems. With the adjustable dumbbells, it's much more applicable for people who live in condos, apartments. But for the other dumbbell that I'm recommending, the complete set, this is really for the type of people who probably live in houses or own properties or can make room for them. And honestly, at the end of the day, I think it would just boil down to how many people live in your home. I have a friend named Yish. They live in a family home. They recently renovated one of their rooms to become like a home gym. They even have a squat rack and everything. And I was so happy. I was so happy as a friend. I was like, yes, tama, gawin niyo yan. And I just recommended that, for their gym, they should really invest in the complete set of dumbbells. Because for one, if you live in a family home, of course, there are a lot of you. What if tito or tita wants to work out as well? That way, hindi kayo nag-aagawan sa dumbbells. Which is, it makes for a more productive workout, right? So yeah, number one home gym equipment that I would recommend are dumbbells. Depending on how many you guys are at the house, opt for the complete set or for the adjustable one. If you do live in a condo, go for the adjustable ones, because even if there are two of you, I don't think you really would need the complete set. If there's like more than 3 of you guys in the house, then go for the complete set, and of course, if you live in a house. Okay, also, before we move on, I just want to put in a quick disclaimer, by the way. I know I already mentioned the first equipment, but quick disclaimer, the gym equipments that I'm recommending aren't necessarily just apartment friendly or house friendly. These are gym equipments wherein if you guys can afford it or if you guys have the space for it, I would tell you guys to go buy it. But of course, if you guys can't afford it or don't have the space for it, I can also give you guys tips or exercises on what you can do to exercise the specific muscle that you guys are targeting with the equipment that I would have recommended. With that said, about the dumbbells. So let's say you don't have dumbbells, like you can't afford it, you don't have the space for it, you don't want it. Honestly, calisthenics will be your best friend. You could do push-ups, practice with your push-ups, practice with your pull-ups. On a ledge, just have a bar that you could like pull yourself up and then have a band. You'd be surprised with how strong you can get just working on your body weight. So yeah, calisthenics will be your best friend if you guys can have dumbbells. Or actually bands. I remember I tried like a home workout with bands, especially for squatting and for lat raises. So it's like they're a lot more compact, they're softer, they won't really ruin your floor or your furniture, and you could put them in a box. So you could buy those little bands, the long bands with handles on each end, and do your exercises. And there you have it. That's a muscle that you can work out. So yeah, moving on to number 2, and that's a bench. You guys need to get a bench. I do have a bench, but sometimes when I work out in the living room, I just use the couch or I sit on the floor. But having a bench will come in so handy, especially if you want to do hip thrusters, if you want to do bench presses, shoulder raises. Now, there are different types of benches, but I would recommend a bench wherein you could adjust it. So you could do your presses in different angles, which can actually target different sets of muscles. I mean, I'm not a scientist, so I can't really get into detail about it, but it's a thing. Like, it would be that you're working out a different set of muscle if you're benching flat on your back, or if you're 45 degrees, or if you're 90 degrees. So yeah, I mean, look into it. So yeah, a bench. That is the number 2 equipment that I would recommend. The third equipment that I would recommend is gonna be a cardio equipment. Now, cardio equipments are great. These are for the people who actually don't want to lift weights that much, are happy with calisthenics for their weights and would want to do cardio and call it a day, or for people who just want to do cardio, period, and call it a day. And there's nothing wrong with that because it's you taking care of your heart. Now, for me, I cannot run outside for the life of me because I am scared to be abducted. It's an irrational fear of mine. But there are a lot of cardio equipments, but for me, what I would recommend and what my favorite cardio equipment is the elliptical machine. Now, elliptical machines are so great because not only are you being gentle on your joints, on your knees, it actually helps you keep moving because there's a certain force that's being put in when you start on the elliptical, and then the machine kind of like helps you keep moving and moving and moving and moving. So without me even realizing it, I'm burning like 300 calories and I'm probably doing mindless cardio. I'm like watching my favorite show on Netflix or watching my favorite vlog. So out of all the cardio machines, I would always pick the elliptical machine. Now, remember, I did say that not all of the equipments I'm recommending are budget friendly, so these can get pretty expensive. But if you guys can afford it, or if you guys want to invest in a good elliptical machine, then yeah, in my opinion, you guys will be making the right choice. And the fourth equipment that I would recommend for you guys to get, if you guys can have it, are the functional weight. You know what? Wait, I need to look for the specific proper term of this machine. Give me a moment. Okay, ito. I actually had to Google it because what I initially know it's called is adjustable pulley machine, pero hindi pa yun yung complete. The complete name of this machine that I would recommend is the Functional Trainer Dual Adjustable Pulley Machine. So we actually have one in our home gym. This is the machine that I absolutely freaking love. Wala kaming bar. We don't have a bar in the gym. And honestly, for me, that's fine because I live a floor below the gym. So can you imagine if someone was deadlifting in the middle of the night and is deadlifting heavy weights? It's like, bro, I support you getting your gains, but I do not want to wake up in the middle of a night because of someone deadlifting 200 pounds. You get what I mean? So this is a good machine to have if you live in a condo, an apartment, if your condo or apartment is that big. If you don't want to have bars at home anymore, even though some may argue that it hits different when you work out with bars. For me, I feel like the adjustable pulley machine is just as good, especially if you just want to feel that friction ba? If you want to feel that tension in your muscles. Because for me with this machine, I do a lot of stuff. I do both upper body and lower body exercises. I can do donkey kicks with it. I just use my ankle straps. I can do pull downs. I can do chest exercises with it. Ang dami. Like, I can do so many exercises with this machine and probably a lot more which I haven't even tried. It's just that versatile. The good thing about this as well is that I eliminate the risk of hurting myself because, for example, let's say I'm squatting. I'm squatting using a bar. You're prone to injury, especially if you're squatting very heavy and you don't have a belt, you might break your back. But with this one, I mean, I could try holding the bar here, facing away from the machine, and then I squat and I still feel, that same tension. Maybe it might be a bit different. I don't know. I haven't been in the gym for a long time, but I like it. I like the workout that I feel whenever I use this machine. Sometimes when there's two people in our gym, we alternate because it's just that good. Like, it's really good. So this is the 4th equipment that I would recommend. And of course, it might be the most expensive because looking at Google right now, it's like 100,000 pesos to have one of this machine. And I'm sorry, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Like, if you will invest in it, it's gonna last you a lifetime and it's just you might never need to go to the gym anymore. You might be able to just use it. So yeah, and that's my 4th equipment. The 5th and final equipment that I would recommend is a step-up platform. I know, it's weird, like, ano to? Like, actually, you might not have to buy it if you have steps, but yeah, you might not have to buy it if you have stairs in your home, but we have a step-up platform here and ours is adjustable, an adjustable step-up platform. Ibig sabihin na, like, I could make it as high as I want or as low as I want. So I use this for HIIT, like for example, when I do alternate steps at high pace, or I could do leg race, like I step up, raise my legs, and then I go down. Or I could even do lunges. It hits different because you'll have a different type of elevation or you'll have a different range of motion when you do a step up lunge. Oh yeah, step up lunges. Is that what it's called? Basta yun. Like, step up platforms are so useful because they're just, it actually helps you with your range of motion. If you don't have, this is if you don't have anything to step on, if you guys don't have ledges in your home and you want to keep it safe. So yeah, and step-up platforms are so useful and I definitely recommend them. And that's it. That is my video. Those are the home gym equipments that I would recommend if you guys have the money, the time, the space. These are the only equipments that I would recommend. Now you guys might be asking, Sarah, why don't you recommend the bar? For me, I don't recommend the bar because even though like some of my fitness idols have bars in their home, for me, I just don't recommend it. Or I don't want it. Maybe if you guys can have it, go ahead, do it. If you guys want to up your performances, do it. But for me, as someone who does this casually, or I guess you could say you know, some people might say I don't do this passionately enough, but I do this really and I love it. I just don't recommend the bar because, well, one, it's kind of very space consuming and the exercises or workouts that you get there are quite limited. It can get much more expensive than the functional adjustable pulley. And well, overall, I just kind of, I kind of think it's a lot more work to put the weight that you want or the weight that you have to deadlift or the weight that you have to squat. It's just a lot more work as opposed to the adjustable pulley wherein you just have to adjust the weights and then basically that's what you'll be working out with. So yeah, I guess that's why I don't really recommend the bar. But if you guys want it, if you guys are very extreme with this, if you guys can afford it, and if you guys have the space and the soundproof system for it, then by all means go ahead and do it, because it really will up your strength and your gym game. But if, like I said, you don't really have plans of competing or you don't really want to do this in an extreme way, then yeah, you don't really need it. An adjustable functional pulley is enough. All right, and with that said, that is the end of our video. If you guys have any other comments, suggestions, violent reactions, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, do give me a thumbs up. If you don't agree with what I say, don't dislike it, just comment it, because that's not how the algorithm and YouTube works, okay? So yun. Anyway, I had fun making this video and I hope this sparks a conversation among you guys. And with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.